Hi, this is Dave with DavesTR4A. Welcome back to my channel. We had a driving event last Saturday. It was the 13th annual Spring Classic Drive put on by Kurt Niemeyer. This is a very popular event. There's a spring drive and a fall drive. It's just a lot of fun. It's just cruising around, sort of a rally, but not really. Among the mix of cars, Kurt told me we had 10 Triumphs, 8 Austin Healey's, 2 MGs, 1 TVR, 2 Lotuses. Besides the British car contingent, there was a couple of Corvettes. There were several Porsches, from older ones to brand new ones. There's even some family vehicles, some SUVs. We had, what else was there? Kurt brought his really nice Alfa Romero. Then there was a Ferrari there also. It was just a real nice mix of cars, and everybody had a great time. There was a total of 61 cars in the drive last Saturday. It was quite a turnout, especially for the weather. And I'll be posting a link in the description about how you can get a hold of Kurt if you want to sign up for the next drive coming up. It's in September, I believe, but they're a lot of fun. If you're in the area, you should definitely consider going. Well, Kurt had a pretty good drivers meeting before the event, and as you can see, everybody still had their jackets on. This is the time of year in Ohio where winter and summer are fighting for custody, so it was around 80 degrees just a day or so before this, and there was a frost warning the morning of this event, but once the sun got a little bit higher up in the sky, it warmed up pretty well, so it wasn't a bad day at all. So on our way to the event, we decided to stop by and more or less kind of escort one of our newest club members who's restoring his TR6. And he's got to the point where I think he's only got about 50 miles on it. And this is like his biggest attempt so far for long distance driving. So we decided to drive over to his place, meet him, and here we are just about ready to get on the freeway to head towards New Richmond. And he doesn't have an overdrive in it yet, but it's drivable. But he needs to get the top and bumpers on it and all that stuff. So, but anyway, kudos to Pete for wanting to do this, and turns out he had no problems with the car at all, which was great, and we all had a really good time. Well, here we are, just pulling into New Richmond, Ohio, and on the front street, which is right on the river there. And first thing we see is one of the organizers asking us, are you going to be on the spirited group or the touring group? Because that's going to depend on where they park us along the wall there. And we're going to be in the spirited, so we're going to go all the way down to the front of the line.
Corvette on the right-hand side, so just pull up in there. You're the first group out.
So here we are, we're pulling up towards the front of the line in the spirited group and just getting our spot here. And then we're going to head back for the driver's meeting before we get this thing kicked off. So we had our driver's meeting and walked back to our cars, and now we're just waiting to take off. There was a lead car and a tail end Charlie car for the spirited group and the touring group. So we're just kind of waiting for everybody to get their ducks in a row so we can leave. And then you'll see other cars come in front of us. And we followed a Porsche for quite a while. And he had apparently after talking to the guy when we got to our first stop, he had a moving map display of some kind with fancy GPS and everything. So we just kind of followed him, and there aren't that many long straightaways, so we were able to keep up with him pretty well.
The bandstand now. Well,
Yeah.
Southwestern Avenue.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot the reason. Well, here we go. 3 turns into the drive, and we're split between us and the first 4 or 5 cars at this intersection here. So we got going pretty good here in a minute.
It's on. Speed behind you.
Yep. Well, here's the first of 2 Amish markets we stopped at, and both of them have full markets where you can buy food and have sandwiches made. There's a delicatessen in there. There's a bakery. You can buy donuts or pies or whatever. But they also have a huge outside sales area where they sell really cool-looking sheds, almost like little miniature houses, and also any kind of woodworking project you can imagine. As you can see, there are a lot of interesting cars that were on the tour. I wanted to talk about one here, is this little yellow Austin Healey Sprite that I'm just driving by here to my left. Well, if you're a subscriber to my channel, you know that there's a lot of videos that I've put up about my drives in my Triumph TR4A. And some of them have been pretty long and extended trips, which I love. But I also love to hear about other people that drive their British cars on long trips. And this Austin Healey Sprite has certainly done that. Well, their most recent trip, Jeff and about 30 other Austin Healey owners from the United States loaded their sports cars onto a ship headed to Norway for the European Healey event. His Sprite won Best Sprite of the car show while he was there. And besides touring Norway, they visited Denmark and Sweden for about 1 month altogether, and for a total of 2,700 miles before they shipped the cars back. This highly modified little car belongs to Jeff Porada, who also owns a company here in Cincinnati called the Winner's Circle. And in that company, he's a Moss reseller. He has a restoration shop where he restores British cars. And he also sells a lot of specialized racing parts for Austin Healey Sprites and MG Midgets. And I'll have his contact information in the descriptions if you want to get a hold of him. Pete pulled up in his TR6 to my left, and my neighbor was with me, and he yelled over, "Everything okay so far?" And we had a positive outcome. So everything was moving right along with his car. He was having no problems at all and just having fun. So on this leg of the trip, we're going to follow a really nice V12 Jag. We also go across one covered bridge, I believe, and into eventually our lunch stop, which is another Amish market.
Little Amish stores.
So here's an example of a little something we like to call the accordion effect when you're in a group of cars like this one. You go around a corner and you're cooking a little bit too fast through the corner, and all of a sudden you're right up against the guy in front of you.
Oops. Don't want to hit the fast Jag.
That's what they call the accordion effect, I guess. Yeah.
And here's the Jag cooking into the corner a little bit too hot and kind of squeals the tires.
Must be coming up on a covered bridge. It says one car at a time on the covered bridge. Covered bridge.
Yeah.
Right there.
Ha! There he is. See ya. Roll your window down.
Right, right.
right, left. I don't know. You want to lead or
I don't give a shit.
you want us to lead or what? You want us to lead?
So we get lost first.
Don't blame me now.
Turn right, turn right.
Turn right here.
Yep. You're on 32, turn right.
Who else going? Anybody else?
Well, we eventually worked our way back to US 50 south that follows the river all the way back to, well, it actually goes into Cincinnati, but that's how we pick up New Richmond again. So here we're driving through a little town called Point Pleasant, which is the birthplace of Ulysses S. Grant. And you can see the house off to the right a little bit. I wish I'd been able to move the camera, but anyway, it's kind of a neat thing to go see. So anyway, we're heading back. It's a nice sunny day, and it warmed up pretty nice. It was a great day. Here we're taking a turn into New Richmond, and part of the draw, I guess, to this whole thing was one of the restaurants, the Front Street Cafe, offered a $20 meal voucher. So we're all heading back to see if we can pick up something to eat for lunch and have a couple of local adult beverages and say goodbye for the day. Here's Aaron Kurtz talking briefly with Kurt Niemeyer and his wife, and I'm assuming thanking him for putting on yet another terrific drive. Well, here we are, right back where we started, and everybody had a great time. As far as I know, there was no mechanical issues with anybody, and the weather warmed up nice. It was just a nice spring day in the Cincinnati area, and I want to thank you guys for riding along with us. It was a lot of fun, and hope to see you on the next drive, maybe if you're in the area. They have, remember, they have one in the spring and one in the fall. The organizer's Kurt Niemeyer. So anyway, thanks again, and I hope you enjoyed the video. That's it for now. Please like and subscribe.